Hey guys, Raft here, and welcome to my first conspiracy video. This is going to be a bit different, but as you can tell, this is Life is a Dream. I basically thought of this while I was taking a shower, and it actually started to freak me out, and made me think quite a bit about reality as we know it. So, as we all know, everyone has to sleep at least once, and when we do sleep at least once in our lives, we at least sometimes have dreams. These can be really, really weird. As someone who has night terrors quite often, they can be quite disturbing. But I just kind of thought of this and thought maybe we could all reflect on life just a little bit more. So essentially what I thought up is the world that we live in could be a dream in and of itself. I mean, think about it. When you dream, do you dream about worlds that are really weird or distant? But what if they're not that distant or weird? What if that's the world that our real body is in? The world that we can't see, that everyone thinks is insane for us to even think about. But what if that's the real world and what we're living in is just what our brains think of as the perfect world? Yeah, there's going to be hardships in this life that we know. But what if that's just our brains thinking, oh, life can't always be great. Let's take our brains to a world that there is going to be hardships because that's reality. That's depressing. And many people are going to say, well, what about, learning and all these things that we supposedly learn throughout life? Well, I kind of thought about that as well, and I was thinking, maybe, when it's really late at night and you kind of just can't stand up anymore and you go to sleep and you're exhausted, what if that's how we take in information? And in this world, we go to school or look it up on the internet or go to work, and all that's really happening is we're waking up in the real world, turning on our TVs, cameras, whatever, phones, and intaking this knowledge, and it's being transferred to us in our dream because our brain has stockpiled it for us. So why wouldn't we learn those kinds of things through any kind of information in this world, like TVs and things like that? And maybe the most confusing and terrifying thing about this entire theory is what are our friends? If we're in a coma or whatever, I'm assuming we have a medical condition to stay asleep this long. Who are our friends? How are we projecting them into our brains? Our enemies, our family, what are they? If we are in a coma or some kind of sleep-like status to make us stay asleep for up to 20 hours a day and we wake up for 4 hours, who are our friends, family, and everyone we connect with? What are they? Are they just things that we want to see, things that we wish we could have had in the real world? And that's quite scary to think about. What about when you talk to your friend about these really deep things and they seem to know everything that you were going to say? Maybe it's because they are you, they're a part of you, and they have adapted to what your brain already thinks because they are you. This is creepy. I'm getting scared, spooked. And that really makes you think, what do we do to make friends? Well, we say stupid things most of the time, and the people have the same opinions that we do. But how can people have different opinions if they're in your own head? My only thesis for that would be that there's parts of your body that don't agree with you. Whatever you think, another part of your brain is going to say something else to kind of counterpart what you were saying. Is a self-doubt in all of us. So what if these people that you get in arguments with and these people that you do not make friends with, you make enemies with, what if they're that part of your brain that doesn't agree with anything you say but kind of just runs on its own? And I know some people are going to instinctively say, well, what about like media we intake and what we know as the real world? Well, I've watched this horror movie. There's no way I could come up with that kind of stuff. But what if there is? Everyone has that kind of creative talent where either you draw, you write, you make poems, like anything like that. That's a creative talent that you have. And what if the people that supposedly make these movies are just another part of you? What if you listening to this are a part of me, but we're just kind of asleep and we don't realize that? How would we even know? And what if you take this recording to a family member, a friend, someone that you know, and you show them this video and they say, "Oh, that's stupid. That can never happen," because that's a part of your brain that's saying, "Oh, this is stupid. This could never happen. This could never be real." But what if we just woke up one day and there was no what you saw in your dreams in the mirror? That wasn't you. You look completely different. You might be a different gender. You might be anything. What if what we always see in the mirror is not at all what we are? But what we are is completely opposite of what we expect. Because think about it. When you hear voices, you just hear someone's voice. You automatically imagine what their face looks like. But most of the time, that's extremely wrong. And we do not expect what we don't see instantly. But as I need to say, this is just a conspiracy theory. I don't really know. None of us really know. Maybe one day we'll wake up and find out.